give me a moment to make sure all the streams are set up properly and all that sort. Thumbnails up to date. Rumble description's up to date. Rumble looks like it's working. Everything's like it looks like it's working. Give me a moment to check my other computer. Most of the live streams are working fine on my other computer, so let's go ahead and get started. Got a good number of replays stored enough. Did I already do this one? Please give me one more that may have forgot to delete this one. Nope, I don't think I actually did this one, so let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Runner 3 replay. Spawn on the top side as the Random Empire, we have Tony Cruz. Spawn on the south side as the Magenta Empire, we have Unity is one. Also got a very nebulous power generator, and that's, I'm not sure we're going with that joke there. Got a handful of Dojo cores being pulled up by Yellow. Looks like 3 Dojo cores. Do we see a 4th one? That looks like maybe a refinery. Yep, looks like got 3 Dojo cores there, 3 for Magenta as well. Refinery cores also being pulled out. Got a refinery core or a Dojo core trying to maybe advance on his opponent's oil derrick. This one here is going to advance on his own oil derrick and knock out his opponent's 2 Dojo cores advancing forward. Bergstrom will spot this. He may want to drop on top of one of them just to make sure. Oh, he does spot that one get landed there. The Bergstrom gets bugged out quite severely. And lands on top of that one there as well. He does not have a Dojo core on his oil derrick, and his opponent is going, and he's going for that one as well. Dojo core being pulled out right there. One of the Imperial Warriors does get killed off there. Going Bonsai Charge, trying to get the Tank Buster, does get a nice crush there. And looks like Magenta's Dojo core will go on down. Bergstrom, oh, he ran over that Tank Buster. It does go and blow up one of his Bergstroms there, getting some decent damage. And if you have the Tank Buster engaged there at close range, you may want to go for a Bonsai Charge. You could get Tank Buster inside that garrison as well. And Yellow has a lot of infantry now deployed on field. He does have his 2 refineries, so that's not something all in. He's just going highly aggressive. Got mutual kills there. And Magenta may just need to get a handful of reinforcements deployed on out. He will claim this oil derrick here. Engineers on the field, on the build queue. And Magenta has packed up some MCV, going to eye for some crushes now. There's a good number of forces here. Nothing inside that garrison. Not sure where the Tank Busters may have went. There was at least one, right? Did he kill them all? You have Bergstrom here trying to land on top of the MCV, which will slow down the MCV. Very, very nice, allowing his Imperial Warriors to advance forward. Got a massive Bonsai Charger. And I have no idea who's actually going to win out that. Magenta just had less, but good slashes on both sides. But these are just mutual kills there, which is not exactly great for Yellow. Yellow wants to maintain the advantage there, and now the Bonsai Charge is worn off. Gets a free kill there. And we do have a mutual kill there, so that one will trade up. We do got this one advance forward. At least one of these guys, I think this one still has Bonsai Charge turn off cooldown. It does actually pull out a sword at the last moment there. Very nice. More Bonsai Charge there. And it's just slowly whittling these guys down. On the field of battle. This game, how is it already... I've never seen something like this before. They're just straight up Bonsai charging each other. And got mutual kills there. There's a Tank Buster inside the garrison. That would be a good hard point for Yellow, allowing him to get some good damage there on the MCV. Yellow's also advancing forward more and more of these Imperial Warriors. He should have got... Magenta should have got some Mecha Tengus a long time ago, because right now they're just streaming each other against so many kills there. What the hell? It's equal trades for the most part. Magenta has an ever so slight advantage, but still, what on earth is this? That Bonsai Charge may have been deployed a little bit too early and does get it gunned down. There's way too much Yellow force here. There's Bonsai Charge there, taking out each other. Magenta's MCV is receiving quite a bit of fire there. Does have a handful of Jet Tengus. Magenta's MCV will need to fall back to the Mecha Bay in order to get some repairs, and is starting to gun these down one at a time. He's focused on the Tank Busters. He may get a bonsai charge there. No, got mutual destruction there. Does take it out. He needs to get the honorable discharge out. Getting some more mutual kills there. MCV is still charging forward. He's not probably marking the Jet Tengu or Mecha Tengu. And now Magenta's MCV is receiving lots of fire there, and still does not get proper honorable discharge there. Needs to fall back to this war factory to get some repairs. He may lose his MCV, does buys him some time there, still no honorable discharge. That didn't actually take out that Imperial Warrior, and does get gunned down there by the Ore Collector. Ore Collector's charge on the way forward, and does get an honorable discharge kill. Do got an heroic Tank Buster there. The MCV's receiving some repairs, needs to dance around the Mecha Bay to get more repairs. More Mecha Tank is charging forward, but he's doing a bad job and does lose the MCV there. Oh, that's honestly relatively poor micro by Magenta. Trying to go for another Ore Collector now. Yellow now has a massive advantage, so Purple still does have an Oil Derrick, so his economy is ever so slightly better. But it will be slowed down. Do you now have a Nanotech mainframe core? Why? Good harassment there. Let's take a look at each player's economy. This is Magenta. His economy is, of course, minimal. His opponent does have a small reserve there, so he can replace these Ore Collectors as they start going down, and this is not good for Yellow. He has the slight advantage there. Does not manage to take out the Ore Collector. Going to play Ring Around the Rosies. Does have a Point Defense Drone there. He needs to play his MCV. It doesn't deploy out his MCV in time to get out Point Defense Drone that Ore Collector. That was a big oversight, I would say. He has some income, but Magenta has, of course, better income. Of course, Magenta may need to take time to pull out MCV again. That could be an MCV there. Does have these Jet Tengus flying about. He could go for, if he just continues to harass his opponent's Ore Collectors, he's in a great position. One of his Jet Tengus is fully heroic, which is very important. Why did Yellow go for a Nanotech mainframe core? He literally has no production on the field, barring Yuriko or Rocket Angels. We do have a Yuriko being put on out. That is very interesting indeed. I have no idea if that's a good or bad idea at this moment. Rocket Angels would be better, actually. Hear me out. No. Yeah, maybe Rocket Angels would be better because he's fighting against Jet Tengus. Who wins a fight between Rocket Angels? Should win out versus Jet Tengus, right? Does get a good crush there. Get some good kill damage onto these Ore Collectors. Does not take out that Ore Collector. The heroic one should be able to take out this one. And now sort of stuck in there. This other one's low on economy. Now we've got Yuriko advance forward. Magenta needs to get MCV out of there. Yuriko's trying to pursue it. Going for a bonsai charge there. Gets a scream there. Again, the Ore Collector. He's trying to gun down Yuriko with the Ore Collector. Now trying to get the MCV. If he focuses too much on the MCV, he needs to juggle all three. Does sell off the Mecha Ore Front. He may want to sell off this Power Generator as well. He's trying to get Yuriko. MCV's trying to crush Yuriko. And gets the MCV. And there goes everything. Very interesting end to a game. Either way, this and great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I don't think I've ever seen a replay end like that before. Oh boy, that was very, very interesting. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Relic 3 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Cyan Empire, we have Vigor. Spawn on the top right side as the Yellow Soviets, we have Oblique. Wait, it's just me, or is that on top of the refinery location? No, there's probably a little bit enough space there for that barracks. He could sell it off later and go, wait, double barracks opener? Do we have the reactor now? He needs the reactor deployed out before he goes out for a refinery, of course. We got these Ore Collectors pushed way out. We do have a handful of instant dojo cores pulled out on the field, trying to get some good damage down. And we got a flak trooper here, trying to deal with any dojo cores. We got a combat engineer and now another flak trooper deployed out in the field. As I sign will capture up both, or no, just that one oil derrick. Black Trooper here needs to switch out the mag mines. He did not switch out the mag mines, and even the bear gets crushed. Black Trooper's Fates 4 gains some good damage there onto the Dojo Core. And the Dojo Core does crush all the forces, does get a mag mine onto the higher health Dojo Core as well. Got the oil derrick not claimed. The Combat Engineer. There was a Combat Engineer over deployed on out that may have been killed off, not to be sure. Does get the mag mine off there. Bear trying to camp the Dojo Core. We do have the whatever's built in there canceled or on pause. Maybe Engineer. He's going to stall out, try to get out perhaps a Jet Tengu. We do have, or Mecha Tengu, we do got a Mecha Beta on the field, and another Dojo Core coming on forward, trying to crush the bear. And now there's that Combat Engineer. Claims opponent's oil derrick, very nice. We do also have a handful of walls there. Looks like the bear does block that wall segment. Nope, looks like the conscript does run forward. Unless he's cancelled or paused, and now going for a Imperial Warrior, but the bear does camp it and gets the kill there. We got the Infected on the Dojo Core. He should have kept that one snared. The bear could get crushed there, and now do have maybe Indiana Jones style of the Dojo Core trying to run over that bear. Looks like he's just having trouble moving forward. Does get the kill there, and does try to capture the point, and does get the capture off before the Terror Drone pops out. Does get gunned down by the Imperial Warrior as well. So both players have claimed their opponent's oil derrick. Very nice. And they have a hammer tank deployed on the field. Over here we do have another ore collector receiving fire from the Mecha Tengu. And the bear does take out the elite or a veteran Imperial Warrior. Ore collector not getting back in line, not damaged enough to get low in the slower moving space there. Does lay down some more walls. We have a bear here scouting out, and we'll not gun down the bear. Bear out at sea, and now we do have a Dojo Core advancing forward. We have a handful of wall segments, not a whole lot there. Dojo Core maybe will set up right there. Is he going for an Engineer cap? Hammer tank advancing forward. The Empire player may want to get out a wall segment there to get Engineer to capture up the ore refinery. Hammer tank advancing forward, trying to, yep, does sit on right there. He filled the wall segment. But we now do have a Chopper VX out on the field. No, hit the hammer tank. There's the Engineer. Trying to go to the capture, not doing anything, sort of just sitting there. There's literally an Engineer not doing anything right in front of them. Neither players notice it's doing nothing. And can't go for the capture, and does get the force cell there, and does get gunned down by the conscript. Bullfrog does get some good damage there onto the Striker VX. Bonsai charge trying to get that conscript. Does get the kill on the conscript, and the Striker VX to just walk back home and get some repairs. Yep, Command and Conquer. Some of the old favorites of any RTS player. What's your favorite? Do you, which one is your favorite Command and Conquer? Personally, I love Zero Hour as well as Kane's Wrath. Striker VX is making his way back home. The other side is transform, and we got another Chopper VX in the air. We got the Imperial Warrior being crushed by the hammer tank. Hammer tank is advancing forward. We've got a handful of bullfrogs. Nothing too significant, honestly. There's a lot of there's 3 Chopper VX on the field that should be able to overrun the bullfrogs, and the hammer tank will be quickly picked off. Though honestly, if you could just pick up the hammer tank, then everything could just transform the ground and be picked off by the Jet Tengus or Mecha Tengus. There is getting some good reconnaissance on in. We do got the 5 Jet Tengus. Now we're seeing some flak fire. Does do a transform there. Terror Drone does get an effect on the higher health one there. Terror Drone does get picked off there and does get the hammer tank killed off. Now these Jet Tank Mega Tengus are now pursuing these bullfrogs. Good damage there onto the Mecha Tengus, and we do have the Striker VX's advancing forward, get some good damage there. Hammer Tank's being focused down, very nice. And now we've got the Hammer Tank very, very wounded. Trying to go Leech down. That Leech Beam will save him from being gunned down by the Mecha Tengu. We have more Mecha Tengus advancing forward. Trying to go for the Bullfrogs now. The Hammer Tank can't really get off. He can actually probably switch back to his gun and finish off the Mecha Tengu. Now the Mecha Tengu does transform and get out of there. Another Hammer Tank deployed on the field. Gains some good shots there on these various forces. Striker VX now seems to fire as well. Does get transformed there to run away. All those guys are wounded and does take out the Chopper VX or Striker VX. MCV does receive some fire from that Mecha Tengu. Oh, there's an instant Dotra there. And we do have some satellites coming on trying to stop him. And satellites do take out the engineer as well as the Dojo core itself. The super reactor does receive a bit of fire there. May want to just get that repaired just to make sure it doesn't randomly explode by another assault. Now these Jet Tango's getting much needed repairs. That's going to claim the oil derrick there. Very nice. And do we have this ore collector collecting some ore? Over here, we got the Jet Tangus flying about, trying to perhaps find some sort of engagement. Hammer Tank's going to try to siege down the refinery. Need to start hitting these wall segments. They're all quite healthy, so... Oh, no, the elite one could perhaps turn on the Siphon Beam just to get its health topped off. The ore collector will go down and does get some good honorable discharge damage onto the Hammer Tank. That elite Hammer Tank, I really recommend get the Siphon Beam up and going. Does get an infect there on that Mecha Tengu. Now the refinery is under siege. It does sell off the refinery there for a small cash refund. Ore collector's now seeing quite a bit of fire there. We got these Hammer Tanks there. This ore collector is now severely wounded. Could potentially get killed off by the honorable discharge. Nope, just barely survives. And this ore collector will go down. And does get an infect there with one of those Mecha Tengus. And does manage to kill off the Paradrone there with the Hammer Tank. That one does go down to a nice little snare. Tsunami Tanks have been put on the field, pushing the way forward. Oil derrick now receiving quite a bit of fire. It does set off all those wall segments now. Let's get a good kill there on the refinery. And the barracks does go down. We do now have a mass deflector trying to make his way up north, trying to blitz over here to the construction yard. He will spot this construction yard, and if you would poke a little bit farther forward, he probably will see the refinery. We now have the Jet Tanku coming out for actually probably spotting out that region. The refinery has been rebuilt. Empire MCV is now pushed on the front line as well. Ore collector now seeing a bit of fire. And now we've got these Tsunami Tanks. They have been activated. Emperor's Rage, getting the damage output greatly increased. We've got satellites now raining on in as well. It's level 1 satellites, so it should land pretty quickly. Oh, those are level 2 satellites, which of course don't land as quickly. And these guys will go ahead and nano deflect their way. Still has the Emperor's Rage still on, so that of course does reduce their movement speed. But of course, Bullfrogs can't really do much versus Tsunami Tanks yet. Ore collector now seeing a bit of fire there. The MiG could be focused on. Remember, it's on the deck there, and so there's no repairs for that MiG. So any damage he fires on those MiG, it'll be permanent damage, and not to mention he has these aircraft in the air, so anything, if it were to pop up, it goes down. It does have the twin blade that popped up. Hammer tanks now advancing forward. We've got some bullfrogs rotating around. Needs to get these bullfrogs to these hammer tanks. One hammer tank will go down, and so does that ore collector. I think that Terradrome goes down to the destruction of the ore collected by the hammer tanks. And now we do have the chopper VX does get gunned down as well, and now the hammer tanks will be pursuing and pounding down that construction yard. Good damage on those MiGs, as well as Jet Tengu, and this ore collector looks like will go down. Hammer tanks getting some good damage there onto that MCV. Mega Tengu receiving a bit of fire there. It does go down. Bullfrog seeing some good damage there on those Chopper VX. The Mega Tengu does also transform as well. Airfield now receiving a bit of fire. Tsunami tanks gaining some good damage onto that Crusher crane. Looks like the Crusher crane will go down. Over here, Mecha Tengu receiving a bit of fire. MCV may try to go for a crush there onto the Mecha Tengu. And Tsunami tank does go down. Another Tsunami tank is advancing forward, trying to get some good damage onto there. Tsunami tank not being focused down. These are two heroic hammer tanks. In fact, if you were to actually activate Siphon and grab himself an extra gun, that will go a long way. Looks like that Striker VX does get transformed, but does get gunned down by the hammer tanks. These heroic hammer tanks are doing so much damage. If you would have grabbed actual guns with them, it would have greatly increased the damage output. Over on with this charge, going to be killing off this heroic hammer tank there. No Siphon there to help him prolong his existence. And does not get the kill on that one as well. Falling on back, this refinery is still not collecting. Hammer tank will get overran. Now got two elite Tsunami tanks here. They can perhaps fall back, get repairs, use nano deflectors, just get them topped off of health. Over here, oh wait, that was the War Factory, not MCV. Tsunami tanks are trying to hit these collectors. This collector severely wounded, the other one is dead. Over here, this one is collecting. This one is still collecting as well. The Soviet player needs to play out some more structures like that War Factory. Now we've got a fully heroic Tsunami tank right here. And now this ore collector receiving fire. These are two other elite ones, so these elite ones have not got any veterancy just yet. Let's get a nice crush there. MCV is trying to go for crush this Tsunami tank there. No response. Let's get that one crushed. This ore collector does go down. Now has a fully heroic Tsunami tank there that may be fully sort of blocked there. He may have trouble retreating up north this direction. Hard to tell, but we have some good fire onto the MCV. Over here, we've got this ore refinery being sold on off. We've got super reactor here and ore collectors. No, we do have a war factor here. It does get us some snares there. Bullfrogs going on down. I'm not sure where they were firing, but they weren't hitting this Chopper VX. Was he in hold fire stance? I'm not sure. Goes down. We do have this now elite Tsunami tank there. It does take out that MCV. Got now two fully heroic Tsunami tanks sieging down this war factory. And those bullfrogs is not what he needs. He needs some Terror drones, honestly. There's a third heroic Tsunami tank. And the Soviet players mass selling on off and surrendering. I would say the biggest problem is him not getting extra guns on those those hammer tanks there. That could have changed the course of the battle quite handily. By the way, this is Angry saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Oh, not used to this music. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Road 3 replay. So on the left side as a Cyan Empire, we have Ghost Killer. It's a 3v3. I have no idea who's versus who. I think it's Cyan, Yellow, Blue. I could be mistaken about that. This one is the yellow Soviet player. We have Force Neto. We do, as the blue Soviet player, we have Bill Flat 111 spawn on the right side as the green allies. We have Fish Money as the red Soviet. We have K961 as the orange Empire player. We have Obad 84. And not often I hear other music because there's only a handful of maps people usually play, and they usually have the same song. So it's sort of nice to hear a little bit different music. I hope you like jazz. Not necessarily jazz, is it? It's not necessarily jazz, but it's also not jazz. Is there any other types of music that has a saxophone in all those variations? Oh, looks like blue and yellow are allies, and I'm assuming Cyan's also allied to these guys, so I think it's Cyan, yellow, blue. You got the bear going out to sea. You have a dragonfly over here, burst drone, trying to spot the various refinery structures of opponents. You have this garrison plane. Blue and orange are also on low ground, and their bases are very open, so this could be a point of contention of being sieged down. Same thing up here. Mecha Bay Corps not being tasked properly. Do have some Vindicators pushing out. Gonna bomb down some of these structures. Soviet player has gone out, Crusher Crane there. Got the MCV, goes designed for aggressive expansion. He may want to go aggressive defense as well. Oil Derrick claimed by red. Nobody's claimed this garage yet, and this Oil Derrick will be claimed by yellow. Over here, Vindicators coming for a bomb run onto Cyan now. And I still need to learn how to properly pan cameras. Let's get a bomb run there onto the ore collector, but it takes 5 ore collectors to take out a Vindicators to take out ore collector. The burst drone could eventually finish it off if it would have detonated itself. Maybe not. Just going for some flak troopers here. That provides some good anti-aircraft coverage. Science advance forward with a handful of infantry. There's also another garage here. Yeah, there's how many garages? There's like 3 garages. This map may have been designed actually for an FFA. The amount of garages out in the field, because I don't know if the repair effect stacks on garage. I know the academies can stack in the initial veterancy. We got a flak tower here being bombed by the Vindicators. It does take out one of the Vindicators there. Wait, was the bomb to put that out, or was the carcass? But either way, both Vindicators go down, and so does the ore collector. And we do have another flak tower being pulled out by blue as well, so it's definitely Cyan, yellow, blue if there was any question about that. Molotovs are being thrown to this garrison. Blue's at the garrison now. Soviet MCV pushing out forward once again. He's really aggressively expanding. He is providing his teammates some flak batteries, which is going to be very handy. And his base is not receiving aggression, so it's great for Blue. So Blue's getting, honestly, he's not taking reading his opponent just right. I think he's just getting lucky. Green's gone for a fast airfield and just going for bomb runs, which are not sustained combat. So him going for all these flak towers is actually going to be useful to counter his opponent. That reactor's on. Let's get short off, but I thought it may have been blocking the refinery location, though. Could be mistaken about that. Yellow's now deploying out Tesla Coil, so does Blue. Looks like they're fortifying Cyan. Cyan has expanded down south as well. Yellow has pushed pretty far forward as well, trying to creep forward. And more bomb runs to those reactors, denying the refinery from being placed. We've now got the Oil Derrick under siege from the orange Mecha Tengus. Man, that's bright. The soft focus right there is absurd. And it just seems like Cyan usually gets affected by that a bit more, because look at Blue. Blue's Tesla Coil is not exactly glowing. Yellow's ever so slightly. So I think the lighter the color is, the more blur, while the darker colors don't shine as much, which sort of does make sense. Roller 3 has an issue with having bright things being too bright, especially in dark backgrounds. I am not joking, where it is actually a seizure hazard for watching all the explosions on the C sections, because it's a dark blue background with like bright blue or bright yellow explosions. This game has some sizable seizure hazards, and I will stand by that. It's the biggest issue with this game. Ore Collector is receiving quite a bit of fire. It will go down. Does get the sell-off on the refinery. Helpful jet tank is flying about. You got a single flak trooper comes support. There is a handful of flak troopers inside this garrison. Gets good damage there. Cyan does get some pursuit damage. Of course, he's way outnumbered, so can't really pursue for too far. Red's now expand down to the center. Sickle does jump away. Sickle versus Sickle does gun down some of these forces. Red Sickle does go down. Blue Sickle likely will lose out. Got Twin Blade here trying to engage these forces. Will be able to get some good damage on in. And looks like Blue's Bullfrog managed to push forward to engage Red's Twin Blade, into which he could have finished off that Hammer Tank Bullfrog, no problem. There was a couple bullets from death. And Cyan does get a receiving effect there, but now just down, basically down to one Mega Tengu once that infection finished off that unit. That Terror Drone can get another infection there, very nice. But you got Orange expanding up north, does have a naval yard as well. Orange hasn't really made any aggressive plays, or really any plays, other than some Mecha Tengus. Bombing run there does take out the Ore Collector, no problem. He didn't have time to up armor it. That is a little bit overkill on Vindicator, so we need 5. I hear a final squadron. Maybe he has 5. It takes 5 Vindicators with 3 bombs each, but it would take a little bit more if he only has 2 bombs each. It would take, let's see, 5 is 15 bombs, while you would need 8 Vindicators with 2 bombs. But that was only 7 Vindicators that went forward. Aerodrome may get an effect there on the MCV, does get an effect there on the MCV. The MCV has plenty of time to get back for repairs. Cyan is expanding out once again. That may be not a good idea, but if you could claim this refinery, that wouldn't be half bad. Dry dock could be useful, as well as garages for either team. Looks like, I think there's a reactor going down there. We do have some more defenses being pulled on out. Up north, looks like... Was that a refinery core? Or, oh, number of cores going down. I don't know why, that looked like a dojo core to me at first, but maybe I was mistaken. And that refinery core is actually fully dead, so that was a refinery core. Oh, he is sell off that... Oh, no, he was in range of the Crusher Crane. I always forget the Crusher Crane actually has a very good repair radius. Vindicator's coming for a bombing run there, gets some good bombing runs, takes out 2 of those flak towers, severely wounds the reactor. Did any of those Vindicators go down? Maybe one. Bullfrog's advancing forward, gets some good damage there on those Jet Tengus. Orange does not respond to it, and now he's on the high ground, so he's out of vision range. As he flew down to the low ground, he was re-revealed. Good damage there onto the Bullfrog. Does take out the Bullfrog there. Trying to back off the high ground, and Bolton goes down there. I do hear a final squadron. This is Cyan trying to deal with this housing. Blue has expanded out to the south once again, and his teammate deployed a battle lab way in the corner that can be very safe or very not safe. Depends on the naval aggression, but no sites really deploying a lot of naval. We do got a good number of tsunami tanks. And now we do have a handful of Yari mini subs. Well, I suppose that is naval, but not the naval I was referenced for. Blue does have a pretty good amount of infrastructure in the bottom right, at least defenses. Satellites do rain on in, looks like they're trying to hit those tsunami tanks. Red's facing forward, there's no Bullfrog's treason. Do got some Chopper VXs as well. So this force by team left side will be cleaned up. We got a single Bullfrog here, taking some great flak damage. And those Twin Blades not heavy rockets up and going, but those none of them went down, so may want to fall back, get some repairs. We have, of course, a Tesla Coil here, and probably a little bit too many flak towers, but it will prevent those Vindicators you've been having trouble with. Couple laser locks pushing way forward against good damage there on the blue. Blue has not. Oh! I was gonna say blue has not deployed out a large enough defense, and that's yellow's V4, so I'm still sort of correct about that. Blue needs to deploy out a ground army. I think he's expanding a little bit too much, and maybe putting too much in the those static structures. Oop. Blue's refinery seemed a bit too much there. Bear does get a nice roar there. B4 in pursuit. And he's actually skipping those two he roared. We have some satellites being pulled out. I'm not sure. Right there. Okay, I'm not sure why it's right there. We got a cryo shot there for some odd reason. B4 is now siege down this house. Huh, this house. I think it's a mix between like Spanish, so it's like more like a Caribbean Spanish colony style house, isn't it? Maybe Corsican house style? Never mind. What am I saying? I'm just American who doesn't know much about foreign houses. We do have a large number of Yari subs here and a lot of Naginata cruisers. We do got a good amount of damage on this Dreadnought. A lot of torpedoes now breaching the hull of that Dreadnought. We do have some good V4 hits there. We do have a defense of a Tesla coil here, which will do have, maybe it'll protect, and probably won't be able to protect these four so too much. We got another Tesla coil being focused down there, very nice. And some of these Naginata cruisers are seeing a bit of fire. Naginata cruisers are quite durable. We have a final voyage there, and we've got a sacrificial launch as well. Taking opportunities since one go lose it, so might as well fire as much as possible. Does have a discharge there by this Stingray getting some great AoE damage. While those Naginata cruisers are severely wounded, it needs to put these guys aggressive to engage those buildings aggressively. War Collector does go down to these mass twin blade, good escort of MiGs as well. And it looks like Blue's infrastructure. Ooh! That was a final voyage. He killed off a couple of Naginata cruisers with a final voyage. Naginata cruisers seeing quite a bit of fire. Oh, I thought his horse was on the ground for some reason, but let's take out a flak trooper there. Sells out infrastructure there, sells out the Sputnik, and now the V4 will not be sold off. And the flak trooper won't be sold off as well. We got Final Squadron X being deployed on out. Overall, Advanced Squad gets good damage there. Final Squadron, perhaps trying to hit this infrastructure. Getting some damage there. Now we do have some Apocalypse tanks deployed out by yellow. Down south, Orange's naval force still advancing forward. And this location managed to fend off some one. Fresh Tesla coils did do that. You could sell off that one. That's not going to be a very useful one. The remaining subs and Naginata cruisers advancing forward. There's also a Sputnik down south, which will be driven past, so it can be a bit hard to see. And now we've got a big wave of defense coming forward. We've got a battle lab as well here. Yellow's battle lab will be safe, barring the explosion from the super reactor. Blue has a super reactor or a battle lab here. Tesla coil going on up. He does have enough power for it. Over here looks like got Rocket Angels deployed on out and Sentry Bombers. Got a mix of unusual items. Bomber run coming on forward. Try to go for that Apocalypse tanks, I believe. I'm not sure what he was actually going for. I'm not sure where the Rocket Angel may have went. The Rocket Angel may have been shot out of the sky. No, there's a Rocket Angel. Rocket Angel has a very powerful secondary ability of a paralyzed whip. Fully disables a unit. In comparison to Terror Drone, rather than just immobilizing it, it will fully disable it. Now we're seeing quite a bit of fire there. Blue's trying to get out some more production, trying to deal with these Naginata cruisers. He just have not deployed any real defense. You have some various heavy armor here. Rocket Angel's base forward. Something got killed off there. It looks like a Apocalypse tank. Not sure what primarily. Black Trooper's getting some great damage there, and the Rocket Angel does go down to the multi-gun turret. Black Troopers just gunning away against great damage there. Two of them now fully heroic. Green space is not being gutted. Red is advanced for a massive wave of flak Twin Blades, but flak does AoE damage, and we do have a lot of flak here. And blue deployed a lot of flak. These Twin Blades are getting ripped apart. You got the Apocalypse Tank. Yeah, this Apocalypse Tank may just look at the Harpoon. The Harpoon does, I think, offer better damage against buildings. I could be mistaken about that. And the Apocalypse Tank does go down. Red just lost his Air Force. Blue or green just lost everything. I think it's back to the game, seeing this is no longer green. And orange is the Empire player, and he has allied war factories. More Rock Angels does get gunned down in the air. And these V4s are getting infected as well. Another infection there. Does take out the Chopper PX there. Down south, looks like Shogun battleships make the advance. He needs to push forward and then rotate sideways to get some broadsides. And now the Ore Refinery does go down. Do got a good number of flak troopers in this region, and signals a good way to keep them supported as well as prevent crushes. More Terror Drone infects. We do have both yellow and blue now, base force and Apocalypse tanks. Yellow has a great escort as well. Blue doesn't have much of an escort. That says teammates play there. Bullfrogs do spot these allied power plants controlled by the Empire player. He does finish off that ore collector now. Orange still just producing a navy. Hasn't really pushed out onto land. And now we've got these power plants going on down. The main gun of the hammer tanks does do more damage, and you can't just claim the power plant with your hammer tank. That's not how that works. And now we have 4 Shogun battleships. He's not making use of the broadside, which is a very big problem. We've got the Storm tanks now receiving quite a bit of fire. And Striker VX is now advanced forward, gets a good damage there onto the Mecha Tank Goose. It does get a transform there as well, since he got transformed off. Now his Chopper VX is engaged with impunity. A lot of rockets running on in. Needs to kill that Striker VX there, but got a single Jet Tengu in the air. Now got a bigger wave of Jet Tengus coming in to advance. Orange still has quite a bit of navy here, not pushing forward. Peacekeeper getting gunned down by these various heavy armor. You have an ore refinery there. Great broadside there onto the hammer tank. Now the Apocalypse tanks will see the next broadside. Needs some great damage to there. The Apocalypse tank could try to push its way forward, use the harpoon, and that could potentially instantly kill the Shogun battleship, because once it hits land, it will instantly die. Looks like we've got a bit of toxin corrosion right there. Got the Stingray's advanced forward. Does have a ram maneuver there, gets good damage. And got a mass discharge there, gets great damage. Got a ram maneuver. And there goes those Stingrays. Sea Wings getting a lot of free damage there onto these Jet Tengus, taking them mostly out. And now the Shogun battleships will gun down the rest of them. Final Squadron Omega now being deployed on the field. Got the MiGs, they get some damage there, but I'm not sure where the Final Squadron is going. Got these. Ooh, that Final Squadron does get some decent damage there. Takes out one of the Shogun battleships. They do land at sea. And those Rock Angels will go down. Over here, we've got the Meg Fighters and the Twin Blades advancing forward. Let's take out one of those. What's called sickles there. Black Trooper trying to fire up the air, gain some decent damage in. Satellite does say hi, does take out the War Reflector there. Bullfrog's advancing forward. He's a great smash team there, but mostly hitting those MiGs. Twin Blades are seeing quite a bit of fire there, but it looks like all the Black Troops will go on down. Bullfrog still hitting the MiGs. Now we've got a single MiG by Blue, got a single Javelin Troop here with Empire Javelin Troop. These Twin Blades are not seeing a bit more fire there. Bullfrogs advancing forward, they should annihilate these Twin Blades. Twin Blades are almost down. The two of the Twin Blades will manage to escape on out there. A lot of veterancy onto these Shogun battleships. One heroic, one elite, one veteran. Final Squadron X being deployed on out. And we're seeing a lot of flak fire there, so most of those final squadrons did not actually land. Only one actually landed. And now we got the refinery core going on down. Twin Blades are advanced forward, gains some big damage there. Does take out, well, I'm not sure what that was. We got now a Desolator Strike raining on in, trying to stop these guys from falling back. Oh, wait, those are balloon bombs now flying, coming down from the sky. Gets a good hit there on some of those Black Troopers. Black Troopers are getting quite wounded, but some are quite veterans, so they will get some nice healing. In fact, most of those infantry forces are actually veteran, if not fully heroic. And that also just looks like a level 1 balloon bombs. Orange's Navy is still not advanced forward. Orange need to advance a bit more aggressively with his Navy. He has such a massive Navy, but currently been doing nothing most of the game. Yellow's advancing forward now with various armor and infantry support. We got a heading for wall segments here. Does deploy out some flak troopers with the bullfrogs there. And now the Apocalypse Saints do crush those walls, no problem. We got elite hammer tank here for defense. Go for the harpoon now. Do not pass on any veterans to the Apocalypse Saints. Harpooning down most of these structures, tying up the construction yard, can no longer pack on up. And Red's MCB does go down, and Red's base is getting overran. Orange's Navy is now advancing down south, as Red's base is getting fully gutted. Cool sub now sneaking on in, but we'll see fire from the Naginata cruisers, as well as the Yari mini subs. We also know we have King Oni hit the point of Orange, a little bit too late for that. Let's get a good full charge there. Only King Oni are now infected. King Onis are mostly elite. Now got a fully heroic Apocalypse tank there, using high explosive rounds there. He does not have a strong enough satellite for that. These King Oni. You need a max out satellite to pick up King Oni among other heavy units. His King Oni is also wounded. This Apocalypse tank should be able to clean them on up, but we'll see quite a bit of fire. But no, the Wave Force artillery managed to get a full charge shot there. And now the flak troopers will actually finish up everything. Red is now out of game. Blue, cyan, and yellow are still all in the game, and so plenty of infrastructure. Orange is still not being aggressive enough with his Navy, in my opinion. Now we got Yuriko Omega deployed out on the field. Rock Angels do go down and does take out that Chopper VX, or Striker VX. Infantry being juggled around. The Rico Omega has support of King Oni. Doesn't finish off that Tank Buster there, or does. Well, the Scream right now. There we go. Just deal with those Tank Busters, and the Rico Omega does get gunned down by the Twin Blades. Naginata Cruiser does get some good damage there. Do also have a couple of Yard mini subs here for support. One of them fully heroic. Good volley there onto that a cool sub there. The Shogun Battleship getting some good damage on off. Torpedoes do connect with that C-Wing there, and the fully heroic Shogun Battleship will get infected. This has a good number of cool subs in this region. Yellow could advance forward in the Orange's base now. And it looks like Orange's base is not looking out too well. It looks like there was a final squadron right there. And speaking of final squadron, we got another final squadron deployed out this time onto Cyan sub. Got balloon bombs as well. And there's also a Psionic Decimator here. A little bit forward, I would say. And Orange is back out of the game now. This is Android saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Greetings everyone, and Great here of another Relic 3 replay. So on the north side as the Green Empire, we have who's in M8S. Spawn on the south side as the Cyan Empire, we have Czar. Also got one power instant generator. We got the Dojo Core pushes way forward as well. There's like three instant dojos for Cyan. Green's gone for 3 dojos as well. Do have another refinery to pull down out. And here comes refinery cores. Cyan's advancing forward, trying to get deployment over onto this region, trying to get out his engineer for capturing up that oil derrick. We have all 3 of his refinery instant dojos went over this region. And that is actually Cyan's instant dojo there. I just realized something. So we do have green body blocking blue, and that's inside that garrison. He's trying to go for his engineer now. Green's trying to body block the green dojo core there. It does get his engineer out on the side door. It does get inside the instant oil derrick as well, getting off the full cash refund from the engineer, giving Cyan a nice little tiny bit of credits. When Green eventually recaptures up this instant oil derrick, he will have to take a bit of time to recover it. He's not paying attention, manages to sneak the engineer right in front of that instant dojo, and does get the capture as well. So Cyan has claimed both of those instant dojos. Very nice. This will give a lot of credits for Cyan. Green is not deploying out this instant dojos. Cyan should have kept this instant dojo here just in case of his opponent deploys that out. We may see a Tank Buster coming on out. This may be a Tank Buster. Tank Buster has deployed out of the field. It does immediately start getting gunned down. It does take out that instant dojo now. Engineer is not on the build queue. Over here, do got more instant dojos being deployed on out. But it looks like they will be gunned down by the Mecha Tengus. Trying to go for some wall segments here. Does it go for another wall segment? Is there enough room there? There's, of course, this Mecha Tengu. And he could also go for an engineer there, but the engineer will get gunned down. Cyan's now harassing his opponents for economic line. Very nice. And instant dojo will eventually be cleaned on up. Does transform away, got enough economic damage, going to recover his Mecha Tengu. And does get another harassment there, trying to go for the Mecha Tengu now. Got more harassment here. The Honorable Discharge may kill off the Ore Collector, both of them getting quite wounded. He does get neutral destruction there, which is great for Cyan. Over here, looks like Cyan's actually winning this fight here, so he will keep this Oil Derrick claim. While over here, we do got the garrison cleared out and gone over here, so Green needs to... Oh, I would have got deployed on Imperial Warrior, then try to go for a engineer to capture the Oil Derrick. Cyan maintaining both those Oil Derricks is quite important. Those ones that Mekatengu. Going on some walls. He could do a mass transform. If he mass transforms, then his one will mass transform on top of the ore collector. Or not necessarily on the ore collector, but at least you're right there. And deploys on wall segments now. Hydrogen are now under some fire now. And Sun's gonna be eyeing some counter aggression. Already saw gunned up that ore collector there. Could perhaps just keep the guy up there to maintain him not collecting. Ore collector wasn't actually firing there. It does transform. And this both ore collectors have escaped upwards, and now this instant generator is under fire. We got a tank buster in this region. Does take out the instant generator there. Very nice. And it looks like the MCV is trying to go for some crushes now. Ore collector now seeing quite a bit of fire. And does go ahead and fall on back. Oh. I think Green may have backed out the game. That game ended a little bit abruptly. By the way, it's Xanograde, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. No, it's not a great replay. Seemed awfully one-sided. I saw G1, so it must have been in some sort of tournament replay. So backing out of the game early, because if it's a game 1 tournament replay, you're basically going to lose. Might as well back out early so you don't get too flustered on game 1. Because you got to maintain a good mindset going from game 1 to game 2 after you make a loss. Greens have won, and Grade here of another Route 3 replay. Spawn on the top right side as the Orange Soviets. We have Tony Cruz, who is chose random. Spawn as the Cyan Empire. We have Alphys in 4IK. Spawn as the Green Allies. We have Leontonas 14. Spawn as the Yellow Soviets. We have Oblique. Spawn as the Red Allies. We have Razor. Spawn as the Blue Soviets. We have Alvin Trey, who was also chose random. So did all the players who went random drew Soviets. We got a pair of bears coming on forward. They will find the bears. Will it be a bear eats bear world? One roar there failed, and Orange doesn't get an easy roar off and does eat the bear. That bear did not draw a circle properly enough, so he got killed off by a sea bear attack. And there's a mutual kill there as well, and that could have been an easy kill for Blue because that roar should have been on cooldown. Does get a good roar there, very nice. It does not get the Combat Engineer. Combat Engineer does claim the Oil Derrick now. A bunch of doggies advancing forward do have this Oil Derrick now potentially being claimed by Yellow. Not sure if Green... Oh, it's... Food camp's way back there. Got the bears eating some dogs. There's a dog eat bear world, and now it's dog eat dog world. Ooh, that's a great bark there. Nom. Wait, he was stunned. He got mutually killed there. He got robbed. Let's get the kill there. And that doggy does go and eat up the rest of the dogs. Some bork, nom noms. We do now have a reactor being employed out by his teammate. The bear will spot this MCV and realize it is, of course, an MCV. Got this bear here. Not probably their expansion point, I believe. And now we've got the Dojo Corps here. Good kill there by the Dojo Corps, getting 3 of those Peacekeepers. And now we've got Terror drones snaring each other. And Orange will go and gun down that Terror drone, giving an elite conscript for defusing that Terror drone. So he will be gunned down by the sickle, or maybe not. He's still alive. 4 sickles there, and now Orange is going to be harassing his Blue's refinery line already. Decides to armor up to protect himself. And Blue's sickle's not really probably engaging Orange's sickle, is it? Now we got his teammate bringing a Jet Tengu and now harassing his other harvester. He still has the Oil Derrick collecting. We've got a Terror Drone here. And Red is now pushing forward with a lot of infantry. Ore Collector receiving quite a bit of fire there. Sickle's trying to protect them. And he does go ahead and perhaps escape out with his Ore Collector. Audible Charge does take out one of those sickles there. We do got a fresh Terror Drone. Orange now jumped on top of that one. Multi-gun turret's been pulled on out. Should be able to save these forces. Save the reactor at least. And this Terror Drone will... And, ooh, very good. He force fired his teammate's sickle there in order to kill off that Terror Drone. Very, very nice. Blue's now seeing more and more harassment there. Does get another snare there with his Terror Drone. And now this Ore Collector is being pursued. Both of these Ore Collectors are so wounded. Sickle just charge on forward, trying to deal with that Terror Drone, and does get the infect there. Sickle and Mega Tengu will go and kill off that Ore Collector there. The wall segment has been rebuilt. Blue needs just a bit more of a hand, just having trouble getting overwhelmed by everything. Does have a sickle here. He needs to sell off this wall segment there. And there we go. Now he can fire against that sickle. Though the AoE damage could potentially take out the Ore Collector, but the sickle does go down. So does the Terror Drone. Surprise. Red's advancing forward with some Peacekeepers and some Javelin troops. And we got a wall segment here. He's trying to wall off his teammates with multi-gun turrets as they are able to be outraged by the Siphon. It takes out both of those hammer tanks there. Very, very nice. Now he can... Oh, maybe that was his own wall segment. But either way, he can sell that off now. Got a mass transform there, getting some great honorable discharges onto these various Empire forces. And all that red infantry will be cleaned on up. Down south, Green's just making his way forward, getting a lot of naval forces, including a large number of hydrofoils. And do have an airbase out at sea. And Stingrays could not advance forward. This is Dojo now receiving some fire from the Stingray. Continue gains some good damage there onto the reactor. Now do have a defensive Tesla coil to be pulled out by Yellow. Reactive armor didn't not come forward and takes out the Ore Collector there. Red is advancing up north trying to help out his teammate. Blue is just still has not been able to get back in the game, has he? MCV has expanded out over here. We'll pull out some more wall segments. Does get infect there as well, so that Elite and Mega Tengu will go down. He does take up the Terror Drone as well with that Tesla coil. Airfield going on up. And now do have some satellites been brought in. It could be level 1, could be level 2 satellites. Those like level 1 satellites. Sells off the multi-gun turret at the right time. Destroys a lot of wall segments as well. Oh, does get one of the hydrofoils there. May have one more deluxe discharge. But now we got the Dreadnought's rockets hitting those, hitting the Assault Destroyer there with Black Hole armor, and does manage to not take out the rest of the stuff. There's just not enough weapon jammers for Green. Now there is. We've got a multi-gun turret here. Stingrays will be falling back. Science now advancing forward. Blue still has not been able to get back in this game. Multi-gun turret put out, but it's going to quickly focus down And we also got a pair of orange twin blades here as well. More quickly trying to be brought back on the line, but will be destroyed. And a multi-gunner IFV's been pulling out. Yellow's trying to pull out a multi-gunner turret here, or a flat cat tower. Stingrays being jammed. We do have 2 Stingrays here. One of them does get destroyed by the Dreadnought. Over here, do got a good number of forces advancing forward. And this expansion will be going on down. It is actually Orange's expansion as well. Orange is aggressively expanding. Ore refinery still claimed by Blue, which is good for Blue. Another twin blade does go down, does pull out the prospector there. It does interrupt the automatic targeting because the twin blade is not on aggressive. You now have a Eureka Omega deployed out by Cyan. Just clean up those forces. Got a bunch of dogs advance forward and does go ahead and get inside the sudden transport. No need to risk Eureka like that. But now the sudden transport is receiving a lot of rocket fire there. It goes down to the Guardian tank. Guardian tanks will be cleaned on up. We do now have Natasha deployed on the field for Yellow. We do now have a fully heroic Kirov out on the field. Interesting. Looks like Natasha does get loaded up inside of one of those bullfrogs. This one, I think, does throw her out in time. Tries to transform, nope, does not pursue Natasha there. And there's also a good number of Kirovs in the region. But bullfrogs will dissuade those twin blades from being in the region. Mig now firing around a couple rounds. Bullfrogs advancing up north. Mig does quickly go down there. Migs go down. Natasha does gun down, and now the Kirovs could perhaps bomb them. Stingrays in pursuit. And looks like Blue's base here will go down to all these hammer tanks. We got a cryo shot or blast being pulled out, and one ran over conscript. Green, oh, Green has base is almost completely good. Does have some MCV here. I'm not sure what resources he can muster. Orange advancing forward with his hammer tanks. And now do have a twin blade, or not twin blade, barracks and a Tesla core being pulled out. Hammer tanks getting some good damage there. We'll go and take out these multi-gunner turrets. And do now have the fighter going on down. Some of these cool subs are getting infected. And now we do also have... Oh, no. Wait, that was Orange's MCV just got sold off? Not... Okay. Looks like these Dreadnoughts getting some good damage there, but receive some good damage as well. Science base is being gutted. We've got the Striker VXs trying to deal with these Kirovs. One thing that I think was using the Gastro Burners, the Go Fast ability. Kirovs get some good damage there, receiving a lot of fire from these forces. The Apollo should be running low on ammo. Twin Blades or Bullfrogs will make sure the Apollo has no ammo left to fire against them. Stingrays advancing forward, trying to hit these Stingrays. Getting everything mixed up now. So many units. Stingrays, two of them, both of them fully heroic, getting some great damage on these forces. This one's still up, does go down there. This other one's getting shielded and will potentially get crushed there. Though we do have these Dreadnoughts are flying away. It does lose his Dreadnought to the sacrificial launchers. And the heroic one does take it out. He used sacrificial launchers and now the health regen will come out. Blue has been pushed out to sea. Does have one refinery as a naval yard. And still that oil derrick, which is very important. And there's a cool sub. And some Stingrays out at sea. Blue's MCV's maybe gone. No, wait, how did Blue's MCV get all the way down here? Okay. Blues could try expanding down south and somehow manage to get down south. Now we got these two Stingrays getting some good damage in. This airfield will go down. You of course have this Akula sub, seems so infected there. But it should be able to take out the ore refinery before going down, but will be pretty close. It does go down, take out the ore refinery now. We got a single Riptide now pursuing Orange's MCV, which is somehow right here as well. Remember, that's the MCV that's way up here. How are these players' MCVs getting around so much? I mean, Blue still has a base here, so how did the Orange MCV get right here? Now we do have a fully heroic Apocalypse tank here deployed out by Orange. Wait, Orange. Orange MCV, but that's allies. Yeah, Orange is a Soviet, so how... He must have captured that allied MCV from Red. Red may be out of the game. I'm not sure what infrastructure he has remaining. His refinery's going down. It doesn't look like he has any sort of production structures. Yeah, I think Red's actually out of the game now. Red may just want back out of the game in order to give his teammates all his resources. We got a Cairo shot there. There's also a captured power plant here. And Magma is now being pulled on out. Should be able to get some good damage there. We also now have a Tesla airstrike there. Getting some good damage there on those various structures. Need to get the actual refinery harpooned. And this Apocalypse is getting quite a bit of splash damage there from those javelin troops. We got a pair of heroic Striker VXs here. Cyan does have some base remaining, does have 2 refineries. And then we've got the multi-gun turret getting some good damage there, but Red is out of the game. I see no production structures for Red. Red just needs to back out of the game. Blue is now getting invaded by his opponent. Sells up the refinery there, and Blue may be selling off some infrastructure. His MCV is no longer down here. I think Team Left Side has lost. Yellow's the only one that has a base remaining. It's not doing all too well. Got these tank busters here. Now we're seeing some Molotov fire. There's 2 fully heroic bears. No, those are fully heroic tank busters. Orange advancing forward with these Tesla coils. And the super reactor will go down. And also destroys some of his own stuff to include. Orange and Altiplus to 4 super reactor there. Has a lot of defense in this region. And has 2 MCVs here. Yellow doesn't have a whole lot of force on the field. And now it's going to be 3v1. Blue's out of the game. Green's out of the game. Oh, wait, no, Green does have a prospector here. And a boot camp. So Green's actually not fully out of the game. Does have a single boot camp. And a one single refinery. So I'm not sure how much that will accomplish, however. Let's take out one of those heroic chopper VXs. Both of them do go down now. It does get an effect on one of these hammer tanks. And does take out that Mecha Bay now. Fully heroic V4 launcher does go down to a tank buster. Do have now a cryo blast from Coil now, freezing down these hammer tanks. Let's get cleaned on up over there. Over here, we got the, looks like Red's not fully backed out of the game, or it's actually fully defeated. Yellow's base now being gutted out. We do have, looks like a large enough wall segments going down, maybe from satellites. I see some satellite pieces sticking in the ground right there. Now I do got a fully heroic cool sub out by Orange, getting some good damage there onto Yellow's cool subs. Ultra Torpedoes rolled a massive miss there. Does get a good hit there as well. No Ultra Torpedoes deployed out by Yellow again. And the cool subs are not being properly microed. Wait, Green has expansion here? Oh, Green still had an MCV. Okay, that's my mistake. I thought that MCV was not there anymore. Now getting out airfield. Does have heightened clearance at least. So crowd contact are a possibility. Orange expanded down here. We may see some turret pushing by Green. And we've got some bears getting some kills there on some Javelin troops. And getting more kills on some Javelin troops. I like this shield there with his Peacekeeper. And now got a lot of fully heroic bears. These bears are becoming quite unbearable. And it looks like we got aircraft carrier getting some good bomb runs onto Yellow's refinery. You could actually get this ore collector off the line, get the full health one going, and then crush the low health one. Blade's getting some damage there. And that Twin Blade does go down. Bear's not being frozen. And he's doing some sort of micro there. Does get one kill there and pulls the shield in time. Those bears need to be on top of the Peacekeeper. And now it looks like team right side has backed out of the game. Wait, Green's still on the map? Wait. Oh, Green was on the bottom right on the field. I was getting everybody's mix, whose was where mixed up the entire time. By the way, this is Android saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Red 3 replay. Small on the left side as the Yellow Empire, we have Demon, versus on the right side as the Orange Empire, we have 1v1, which they're both just called 1v1, except Demon has the word Demon. And he's also not playing Soviets, it's a relatively older replay. Looks like I got 3 Dojo cores being employed on out, going to some refineries. Over here, we've got 3 refineries as well into some Dojo cores into refineries. We have a burst drone pushing his way forward, and now we have another burst drone pushing his way forward, crushing down some of those palm trees. Man, those must be very, very strong dragonfly drones. They're crushing trees by flying into them. Tank here needs to get inside one of these garrisons. These garrisons can support up to 3 infantry units, which is pretty good. Yellows has flat out an engineer here. We'll go in and get inside of the refinery in time. Imperial Wars engaging each other. Mutual kills there. Orange could get inside this garrison. You got a bonsai charge there, and only one no mutual kill there. Bonsai charge may continue. Gets 2 kills there, as very nice. On the charge on forward, mutual kill there, but now these Imperial Warrior will get another kill there and will get gunned down. Mutual trade there. Overall, it's going great for Orange. Yellow's advancing forward, trying to get some good damage on in. And does get him gunned down. Oh, I heard something up there. Another bonsai charge here. Orange is bleeding off these guys. Orange now advancing forward. This Dojo core is almost going down. Tank Buzz is trying to fall on back. Does manage to get him gunned down as well. Trying to go for one bonsai charge there. Does get him some mutual kills, and I do see a burst drone right here. Mutual kills all across the line. Oh, but we got one that was not a mutual kill as well. Orange just deploy out a engineer. Sprints it for a pretty far time and does get exhausted right there. Has caught its breath and Zart makes its way forward once again. Mega Tengu or Jet Tengu flying about. And Orange has claimed the northern refinery as well. You have a Dojo Courier and a Sudden Transport. The Sudden Transport is probably loaded up with at least those 3 Tank Busters. Can't see if there's a 4th and 5th one. It does, of course, have the Sudden Transport spotted. Sudden Transport now being gunned down. We may see those Tank Busters coming out. We could try dropping off into that garrison. And it's just those 3 into the garrison now. Very, very good. Trying to go for bonsai charge, trying to clear out the garrison, but currently he's not actually clearing out the garrison. Sun Transport did not explode on top of those Sun Transport. Oh, wait a second. Did he just slice them from inside the garrison? Did not know that was the thing. They got sliced from inside the garrison. Oh, first drone does explode, taking out a Jet Tengu. Very nice. And Yellow has claimed this refinery up north from his opponent. Now those other refineries being gunned down. Over here, we got these Jet Tengus flying about. Refinery does go down. Depending how quickly killed it off, his opponent may have got a bit of a net loss of credits. We've got these Jet Tengus flying about. This one could go for a bit of reconnaissance. Mecha Tengus are out on the ground. Jet Tengus flying their way forward. May get a good transform there. Nope, not going to engage. Probably a bit of harassment. Tsunami Tank now out on the field. Nope, not deploying down whatsoever. He may have a quick snipe on this Dojo Core to protect his oil derrick. And does go ahead and get that Prospect Ore Collector out of the area. Good damage there. We got the Striker VX now engaging. Instant Dojo now receiving quite a bit of fire right there. And should be able to destroy the Instant Dojo before anything gets deployed on out. We do now have a Chopper VX out in the air, trying to get some good damage. Just not taking push away forward. And the Chopper VX does go down. So the Jet Tengus as well. Striker VX now firing some rockets up high. Does transform. And receiving quite a bit of damage right there from that Chopper VX. Mega Tengu gains some damage there, sells off those wall segments, trying to gauge that Mega Tengu, and does go and take it out. And this refinery will go down with a lot of explosions. Brought to you by Michael Bay. A lot of repairs there. Jet Tengu flying about. Imperial Docks Has been put on the field. No levels of Veteran C, so just Yari mini subs. Striker VXs or Chopper VXs still flying about. Big swarm of Jet Tengus. Not a whole lot here. And when it comes to Mecha Tengus, but you got a couple Striker VXs as well as Tsunami Tank. Now we've got the Jet Tengus now pushing the way forward, trying to get some good damage in. Don't see any shots fired. We do have the Central Temple, the Temple Prime. See quite a bit of fire fired. This Temple Prime, however, is not in Sarajevo. Down here, got the civil instruction now into fire. Does take it out entirely, and does get bonsai charge into the next garrison, which will likely be destroyed out as well. And let's see, we'll go and receive enough missiles there, or nope, doesn't get gunned down in time. And that structure will go down entirely as well. Sells off the ore refinery? Interesting. I'm so surprised to sell off the ore refinery. May see a big dogfight here. Yellow's now in pursuit. They got a couple of Striker VXs on the high ground. Sells off some of those wall segments. And now I do have fresh refinery. Still no defenses here. Something to point out. Probably another Yari mini sub. Maybe for the breakthrough. Docks upgrade, I should say. Jet Tengus now seeing quite a bit of fire right there. Jet Tengus does get some good damage there. No mass transform there. Orange could be very aggressive against his opponent. He does have a larger force. Nice transform there. Trying to stop these forces. Does take out some of those forces. Instant generator now seeing a bit of fire there. And got the Tsunami Tank now advancing forward. Gains good damage on that generator. Up north, we do have the MCV here as well. And the refinery, or the instant generator does go down, and that may put them in low power as well. Tsunami Tanks gains good damage there onto each other. But it looks like Gale will go and use Nano Deflector to escape on out of there. Striker VXs are advancing forward. You got these Jet Tengus advancing, trying to find a good angle on something. No harassment just yet. Striker VX is trying to engage. And mostly just still just flying around. Garrison will of course be cleaned on up, destroying another garrison. The whole garrison does get destroyed there, and it's going to be finishing off the garrison itself. Got mass point defense drone. Couple missing company Mecha Tengus. Jet Tengus flying forward with the support of a couple Chopper VXs. And these guys do fly about, trying to find a good engagement. There's a couple Tsunami Tanks on the ground. Striker VX advance forward, maybe trying to hit the naval expansion. You have another naval expansion. And now the instant generator is now seeing some fire there. Orange will need to respond to this. No, he's not. Maybe I have some counterattack. That's maybe his response. Yellow has not expanded out just yet. Orange has, so This could be very, very good for Orange. He has the economy. Yellow is being a bit, well, aggressive, but not expanding out. And now the ore refinery will be going on down. Jet Tengu does see a bit of fire there. And we got a mass transform there. Oh, wait, what the hell? That must have been a misclick of some sort. I am not sure what's going on. This game's been a giant standoff and both sides just not willing to commit to anything. Ugh. Jet Tengus do find one Jet Tengu there. Does get picked off there. Yellow's not going to be advancing up north, trying to deal with this naval expansion. Do have a tsunami tanks with two tsunami tanks on both sides. All depends on focus fire there. Yellow may drop down with his forces. Chopper VXS may transform. Orange is advancing forward with his bigger swell of Jet Tengus. He had spear economy, does transform downwards. Does start to engage as well. Chopper VXS game focus down for Yellow. Now it does transform as Chopper VXS. Orange's tsunami tanks are still in the region. Orange's Striker VXS now engaging. Yellow does do a mass transform there as well, picking off some of Orange's Jet Tengu. His Mega Tengu's on the ground, still not doing much. Yellow's just ripping apart Orange's forces. Overall, just better controlled by Yellow. Naval expansion may now be under fire. Taking out the ore collector first. We do got some Yari mini subs deployed out by Orange as well. Good damage there from those Yari mini subs, forcing back these forces. Orange advanced forward with some Mega Tengus. Got a mass point defense drone right there. Yellow's point defense drone is probably off cooldown as well. Or some much needed repairs. Orange does have, of course, one more expansion than his opponent, so he's getting more income. Both oil derricks are still down. Not like they can be rebuilt in the first place. Yellow's now advancing forward with his Jet Tengus. Does have his own point defense drones up and going. And Orange can advance forward. He has a ground army. He can force those Jet Tengus to find the ground. He does have a good number, relatively good number of tsunami tanks. Looks like 4. 4 a good number in this game? I think so. His ground army can do some good work. Yellow cannot base trade. Yellow does not have so much infrastructure. But he is pushing forward with his MCV, so that'll be away from any sort of base race situation. Harper VX advancing forward. Looks like one of these Jet Tengus do go down. This Jet Tengus could receive some fire. These forces are currently doing nothing. Tsunami tanks getting some great damage done. Mega Bay does go down. He's making his way up north now. He does have a couple of Yari mini subs here, but they can't shoot air. And now the MCV is receiving quite a bit of fire. He's trying to run away with his MCV. Yellow's MCV is way over here, so it's relatively safe. Wood Blaze now, or Jet Tengu starts to engage each other. He's trying to get those Chopper VXs. Does get all those Chopper VXs there. Transforms on the ground. Trying to draw them the fire of those Yari mini subs. Orange's MCV is almost going down. Yari made substitutes on a final forge there. Does save his MCV. He needs to get that deployed out instant dojo, get an engineer for fast repair. One defense on was worn off, and now he's transforming them one at a time. And takes out Orange's MCV. He also already lost the Mecha Bay and does not have any production structures left. He can go for Mass Ore Collector. That may be all he can do. Mass Ore Collector. Yep, he's starting to transition to Mass Ore Collector. Is that the even right thing to say? Transition to Mass Ore Collector. Now he needs to hunt down his opponent's MCV, while Orange's infrastructure is static. Yellow only has a Mecha Tengu, so any sort of attack has to be a grounded attack. Let's take a look at everybody's income. Yellow does have a significant reserve of credits. Instant generator is what? 800 credits? A refinery is 250. So you should just have enough to get out of a refinery. He literally has like 13 credits to spare if I remember my math correctly. 800. Car's instant generator, so I can't actually look at the price.
Generator car ready.
But I'm pretty sure that's 25,000. It could be 2,000, but either way, he does have enough to get his economy back up and running. He can play the long game, sort of. He's fighting against Mass Ore Collector, so Tsunami Tanks will be perfectly fine. His opponent does have some Chopper VXs, so he needs to get those Twin Blade, or not Twin Blades, Jet Tengus. He could just start producing Mass Jet Tengu. He has a pair of own refinery, or Ore Collectors. And Orange still has a large number of Tsunami Tanks, and he's still trying to hunt down those, hunt down his opponent's MCV. Yellow has Spirit number, does take out one of those Twin Blades. These Striker VXs, or Chopper VXs, are very important. He does pull out some wall segments. Can Ore Collectors shoot through wall segments? I honestly have no idea. This game just gone strange. What's this game from giant standoff to a giant standoff? This game, I have no idea what's going on, really. Okay, let's just fast forward. Okay. Tsunami Tanks are advancing forward. Defender Core looks like it's pulling on out. Very nice. It's almost fully built. And will be gone down. These are 3 fully heroic Tsunami Tanks. How much credits did this Empire player has? He has to kill off these Tsunami Tanks. Does get Emperor's Rage there, but will get his opponent's Emperor's Rage. And does take out all those Tsunami Tanks there. Had a suicide, a lot of them in there. He has to keep this refinery up and going. And now here comes the Ore Collectors. It does enable expansion as well, so Orange is maintaining great economy. Or takes out this Ore Collector there with a single Yari mini sub. And has Orange lost his Chopper VXs? He still has his Chopper VXs, very, very important. Do you have a Defender Core? How? I have no idea what either player should do. Defender Core is an interesting option. He's trying to go for another Defender Core. He does spot the tide of... Is that tide of Ore Collectors? What is the term for multiple Ore Collectors? He does ungun them. I'm not sure why he ungunned them. That may have been misclick. He may have been trying to transform other units. He needs to get those guns up and going. He does have multiple Defender Cores. I do not know how effective Defender Cores are versus Ore Collectors. I genuinely have no idea. Another Power Generator. Very nice. Power Generator does receive some fire there. There's also a Tank Buster there. Inside that garrison wouldn't be half bad. We're gonna go for another Defender Core. Oh, looks like one of the Striker VXs did go down. That is a massive loss. And now here comes the ore collectors. Defender Corps going on up or down. The MCV just may want to back out of this region. There's quite a bit of force there. What protocols does he have available as well? Is Emperor's Rage? Hear me out. Balloon Bomb or Final Squadron wouldn't be half bad. I think Balloon Bomb would be pretty good in order to siege down his opponent's structures, because those balloon bombs, when you get to like the balloon bomb barrage, they can do some serious damage to structures. That way you can sort of camp this region and get out. Oh, the sleeper ambush is very good, that's for sure. I do believe balloon bombs would probably be the better protocols to go down. Well, sleeper ambush is very good because that is going to be a very, very effective force there, especially these two garrisons now fully load up with sleeper ambush. Ore collector is trying to migrate around. Does find a defender core right here. Does find the tank busters. It has nothing to do other than just suicide in onto there. Tank busters gain some good damage there. This garrison does get cleaned out. When tank busters do go down. And don't think the ore collectors will win out. The mega tankers could charge forward and get at least enough detonations, audible discharge there. And the thing is, he's still. Oh no, he doesn't have enough power. He needs to sell off some of the other ones. Nope, he does get enough power now. And these ore collectors being focused down. Yari Mesa managed to find some shots there, and Orange is back off the game. This is Android saying thank you for watching this weird replay, and on to the next replay. What's that game? It's the same two players, and I don't really care if we're casting another replay between those two. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Road 3 replay. Spawn on the left side as the Green Allies. We have a random Tony Cruz. Spawn on the top left side as the Orange Allies. We have Mexican as the bottom left side as the Yellow Allies. We have Air 404 with a misspelled error and as random. On the bottom right side as the Cyan Empire, we have Alfie's Sin 4IK spawn as the Red Allies. We have Grandpa, and spawning as the Blue Allies, we have Huge Trump Fan. We got a Dog-Eat push his way forward. Will it be a Dog-Eat Dog World or Dog-Eat Engineer World? Engineer trying to climb the oil deck. Should be able to claim it out. We got a pair of Dog-Eats advancing forward. Now we've got this dog advancing down center. Blue's dog does fail for Spark. And we'll spot the captured oil derrick. Oh, and Orange finds a kill there and not get mutual death. Orange Engineers now advancing forward, trying to get the oil derrick. We have a doggy here. He will not charge forward in time. Over here, got that Dojo Corps going down. Has some Javelin troops now being engaged those Dojo Corps, taking them both out. Now we do have a large wave of Peacekeepers pushing to the center of the map. There's right now 5 Allied players, 1 Empire out on the field. So there's going to be a lot of Allied cryo blasts and cryo shots. And the Engineer does go down, so it's a Dog-Eat Engineer World. You have a doggy here. He will find some Peacekeepers in front of him. And those Peacekeepers will go down to the Peacekeepers. And over here you have, oh, the oil derrick being prevented from being pulled out by the green doggy. We've got the green doggy being chased by the yellow doggy. Actually, no, that's the same team. They're not being chased, they're playing. Why chase your own tail? We could chase your buddy's tail. Green's now advancing forward to Peacekeepers, but looks like Red has more Peacekeepers, so it's actually pretty similar. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So red does have a ever so slight advantage. It all comes down to splash damage at that point in time. Green could win out with less number just based on splash damage alone. Indicator does get a nice bomb run there. Apollo in the sky, preventing these Tengus taking flight. We've got a large number of Vindicators here, bombing down some motor gunner IFVs. Wait, why is there a giant signpost there? Was there always a giant signpost there? Apollo now getting some damage there onto the blue Jet Tengus. Blue Jet Tengus do force back the Apollo. Up here, do got a bomb run onto Orange's Peacekeepers. And it looks like we're going to have more bomb runs into Orange Peacekeepers now. Over here, a bunch of Peacekeepers. And do have some bomb runs now. A little bit overkill on that one. Green is getting quite a bit stacked up there. Green's barracks will go down. Does not load up a Peacekeeper in the back of that motor gunner turret, but does receive a lot of bombs. Prospector receiving quite a bit of fire there from these Mecha Tengus. And does take up the Prospector now. Peacekeepers advancing forward. There's a handful of Javelin troops in the region. Trying to deal with that. Oh, what an excellent bark there by Green. And now we've got these guys just charging forward. All these forces going down. That's a lot of Peacekeepers going down and a lot of Javelin troops going down. Green's going to be advancing forward with a massive force of Peacekeepers with a couple of doggies support. Blue's trying to provide as many bomb runs as possible. Does take out one of the heroic Peacekeepers. Red's advancing forward. Prospector charging as well. Gets 1, 2 crushes. Does go down now. Red's trying to advance forward. Does have some shields put out. And needs to get one loaded up. Got fully automatic shotgun. Takes out a number of Peacekeepers. And now do have a number of mounted fully automatic shotguns. Which he already killed off his opponent's Peacekeeper, so that's not really going to be very useful, honestly. We got the Empire MCV here. Naval Yard receiving some fire. You may see some Yard mini subs come out. Does take out, sell off that Naval Yard right there. Couple Riptide split up by Blue to support his teammate. But still a lot of Peacekeepers here. Though Cryo Shot or Cryo Blast could be very, very deadly right there. And the fact that it's also very, very congested, that could be very, very useful. Here comes the Cryo Shot there. It's going to be not something that I would imagine. We got these Peacekeepers advance forward, getting some good damage on in. Red needs to pull out a motor gun turret there, get it fully loaded with a shotgun. This one's are still up and going. Cryo Shot deployed on out, gains some good damage there, does freeze down the Prospector. And now its MCV is packed on up and making its way on out. Prospector receiving quite a bit of fire. Do got the multi-gun turret deployed on out for defense, but does not save the Prospector in time. Over here, looks like I got some shots. Now do got the Indicator does dodge those bombs there, and the pair of those Jettakers do going down. Prospector now receiving a bit of fire. Shotguns now engaging the construction yard. Wait. How is there a green MCV right there? How is there a green MCV right there? There's MCV. Red's lost his MCV to an engineer. How did that happen? And now Green's running away with his opponent's MCV. Red still has a war factory as well as some boot camps and does pull out fresh MCV now. But Green having two MCVs is very, very handy indeed. We also see him double MCV play in Kane's Wrath, but it benefits quite a bit for either player. Any of these players to have a second MCV. Yeah, this Mecha Bay now receiving some fire from this Assault Destroyer. Cryo shot being pulled out. Maybe that was a Cryo Blast. And now the MCV, the captured MCV, is receiving some multi-gunner turret fire. Chopper VX is trying to deal with these Assault Destroyers. We do have these refineries now not collecting, and this Assault Destroyer will stay alive. Motor Gunner IFVs gain some missiles into that fortress wall, trying to get to this nice soft prospector on the inside. And now we do got the Mecha Bay going down, does get blown up there with honorable discharge. And Cyan looks like just going back out of the game. Could have just backed out of the game, give all his teammates the infrastructure, but guess not. And I think it also makes him get defeated, so I don't think he doesn't pass his credits to his teammates either, though I'm not exactly sure about that. The indicators are flying about, trying to go land on that airfield now, fully walled up. We now have, looks like Athena cannons taking out some Mirage tanks there. Got a fully heroic Athena cannon now. Taking out these multi-gun turrets quite quickly. In the middle of the map, we still got a good number of Peacekeepers, Javelin troops, and now some Guardian tanks. We do have a good number of Peacekeepers, Javelin troops, and some Riptides. Or the multi-gun turrets being bombed or lased down. Indicators trying to bomb some of these. It does take out those Javelin troops. Prospector is seeing quite a bit of fire. Now got a Cryo Blast from both sides. Got a pretty good freeze there. Not a great freeze there. Forces opponents forward. These guys, frozen people, are not being really killed off there. Javelin troops have recovered from being frozen. Now the Peacekeepers are getting annihilated. He did not capitalize on that frozen enough, but we do got a good line of multi-gunner turrets here. You can quickly load them up with all some Peacekeepers, among other things. This advance will not go too well with all of these multi-gunner turrets here. We also got a Athena cannon here, holding up his shield, trying to protect some of these forces. He's loading up some of these multi-gunner turrets there with some Peacekeepers. Infantry's providing the biggest threat there. Guardian tanks trying to go for massive crushes. They did not get massive crushes there. And I think it's a big oversight that team green and yellow did not load those multi-gunner turrets up with Peacekeepers. Guardian armor facility does go down. Do have the Cryocopter also get frozen. Athena cannons getting overran. Orange is pretty much gutted as well. I don't see. Did Orange lose his MCV? Red's advancing forward as well. There's a command post. I think Orange may have lost his MCV. It's hard to see it on the map. Red is going to be gunning, pushing way forward, trying to deal with Orange, Green's and Yellow's base. And yeah, I think Orange is basically out of the game. He does have the armor facility, does have a refinery going, but nothing much of that. Laser Block somehow gets a kill there onto a Motorgunner IFV. Cryocopter's going to get some freeze there, but he's not properly microing his Cryocopters. And the Cryocopters will go down. Guardian tank and infantry forces getting some good damage there, and the Cryocopters are getting gunned down by the ground forces. Indicator goes down as well. Fresh boot camp, maybe trying to blow out some dogs, but it looks like the Peacekeeper there. Cryo shot is being deployed on out. May see some laser locks here. That's a Guardian tank laser, not a laser lock. And it looks like now Green's low on power. Does get enough power after using that boot camp. And now Blue's advancing forward with a heavy TIE tier force. Orange does survive. That's maybe an MCV right there. An MCV will at least be useful. Even if you get knocked out of the game, keeping MCV alive will of course allow you to call in protocols to support your teammates. Over here, looks like the multi-gunner turret gains some good damage there onto these wall segments. The oil derrick will go down. Takes out that ore refinery. Green does not have MCV, has prospectors. No, he does have an MCV. Seeing quite a bit of fire there. Deploys on multi-gunner turret. We're seeing a lot of artillery fire from the Athenas. Down to half health. Does have a naval facility there. This entire region gets frozen, but nothing to capitalize on it. NCVs are now receiving some pairs. Blue's now bouncing down south. Over the right side, for just various red forces. Green does have some infrastructure over here. And now the mass Riptides are trying to gun down these structures. Navy Yards now receiving some laser damage. We do have the Mirage tanks getting good damage onto these wall segments at least. There we go. Now the power plant's under hit. Receiving hits. Ooh, EMP missile connects. We've got a bunch of Mirage tanks here, and they are going to push their way forward and get some good damage there onto that refinery now. A very, very large force of Mirage tanks. These forces do eventually clean up Green's influence. And do got a cryo blast of another EMP missile there. Does have one Mirage tank there. Does he got two of the Mirage tanks? All three frozen Mirage tanks to go down. But these Mirage tanks will finish off the rest of the stuff. 2 fully heroic, 1 elite. He's stopping these wall segments. Do got yellow now shooting back a bunch of infantry. The Athena cannon is what he needs. I hear some cryocopters. A cryocopter freezing the Athena cannon. A shrunken elite Athena cannon. And there goes our refinery. These Mirage tanks should be able to bash through all this entire army there. Seeing some artillery fire now. Oh, and he stopped moving in the artillery on that laser fire, so he got obliterated. Sure, the javelin troops were going to get one, but you need to hit those javelin troops as quickly as he could. Green's base here getting gutted. Green does have a naval expansion. I'm not sure. He did lose his second MCV. Did he lose his first MCV? Nope, first MCV is still alive. We do have, of course, these aircraft carriers trying to get some sorties done. Orange is slowly clawing his back way into this game. As are 2 refinery income. Red has expanded out in the center, lost his primary base. Down south, Blue has a large wave of sadistic dolphins trying to get some good damage onto these MCV. Our facilities going on down. And now we do have a handful of Mirage tanks now deployed out by yellow. Oh! Circle Strike gets a direct hit there on the heroic Guardian tank. Almost takes it out. Still alive somehow. Dog does get a bark there, getting a couple of the Peacekeepers. Can't snare or stun the heroic Peacekeeper. Also, Dog is veteran or heroic himself. Ooh. Blue does take out some of these aircraft carriers. Green space could be gutted. We do have this force being crowd getting deployed on now. We'll be able to freeze these power generators. And now we do have a large number of Riptides here. A good number of them are EMP'd. The rest should be able to deal with the aircraft carrier, no problem. Dolphins going to make their way up north. Got cryo getting off the plot on the field, and he was not paying attention. Going to freeze down all that infrastructure. Needs to take out all those forces as soon as possible. And there we go. And also, froze one of his own dolphins. Does get shelled out now. Green's dolphin gets splashed down by the heroic dolphin. Sells off all this infrastructure, trying to reclaim those credits. Red's Riptides now advancing onto land. We do have, of course, a couple javelin troops there, as well as a multi-gunner turret. And now these dolphins are making their way up north. We do have these polos flying about. Green still has some infrastructure there, has little income remaining. Trying to expand out over here. The dolphins cannot go onto land as of right now. Though if they do go on the land, they just get beached and probably just get dried out and die. They're not whales though, so who knows what happens when dolphins do it. Peacekeepers are going on down. We do have these Peacekeepers, Javelin troops, and Athena cannon advancing forward. There's 2 Athena cannons, one of them fully heroic, one elite. And Red Space is getting good. He does have a refinery down right here. I don't see a... Oh, we do have some refinery up there, but we do have a construction yard up north. Team right side has claimed the seas, but team left side has land. And so it's all 3 players up going. Takes up the cross command hub, and the cross does go down as well. Blue's expanding over here, and now I do have a defense bureau. Is it going for a chronosphere? He does have a good number of Mirage tanks still on the field. I doubt he's going for a Proton Collider. Was that Riptide filled? That Riptide may have been filled with stuff. Got these 2 Athena cannons advancing forward. This War Fighter may be in range of the heroic one if it gets out towards sea. The elite one needs to fall back. Got a bit of interruptions. It may be out of... It may be just out of range. Nope, able to hit that, and now there we go. And Chronosphere has been pulled on now. Chronosphere is definitely the most lethal of all of these super weapons. And now we've got some Sentry Bombers. Tells off the armor facility in time. And they do fall back. One of them's already a veteran. AP missile does connect with those Mirage tanks. 50,000 will take a bit of time to gun them down, but now you have a sortie going on in. Get some great damage there, taking out 2 of them. More Riptides advancing onto land. And Red. What sort of economy does Red have? He's pulling on something. He does have at least 1 ore refinery, so he's not completely dead in the water. Yellow has a good force here. I know Blue has a handful of Mirage tanks. At least there's 1. Not sure where the other one's at. Cryo Blast does come forward. Remember, Mirage tanks can't shatter units. They can only do severely damage. The problem is, they still one-shot infantry. Starting to thaw is infantry now. May want to get some Sentry Bombers here to carpet bomb this region. And unless the Dolphins get frozen. 1 Dolphin remains. Unfrozen at least. Yellow's advancing forward to Blue's base. He's got another Dolphin there. The heroic ones have recovered. Need to start attacking the aircraft carrier. Close the distance. Get them within the minimum range. Airbase will go down. Nothing was docked. Riptide or Red has a good number of infantry units. And armor facilities pulling out something. Red's MCV's made its way onto land, trying to avoid these orange Riptides. Oh, there's the Sentry Bombers. We've got 2 falling back, 2 coming in for a bomb run. Likely not on this, maybe going for the armor facility? Yep, they're going for the armor facility. Yellow's advancing forward, clean up some of these wall segments. Red does have a small force here. Well, another boot camp. Now got their Riptides advancing forward. We'll find these docked Sentry Bombers. Blue's trying to push his way forward. The Chronosphere is 30 seconds away from off cooldown. I am... Oh! Sorry I missed that, but looks like Yellow's force got completely wiped out by a... Wait a second. Yellow's completely out of the game. Yellow was actually may have been knocked out, not frozen death. Yellow may have been fully knocked out of the game, and that may have caused all of his forces to die. Either way, we do have this seaport now seeing some fire. Chronosphere is now ready. He may want to get this Chronosphere. Oh, doesn't get all of them. Surgical strike does connect. I was thinking he should have teleported them into this volcano. Another cryo again deployed on now. And he's going to clean up this rest of this infantry there. No, I'm sort of surprised Orange is still in the game. Oh! I'm not sure why he deployed it right there. You may need to get out a second prospector there to help collect from that region. Riptide does go down. Oh wait, what the hell? Okay, that one makes a bit more no, there was a allied MCV right there. I don't know. Dolphins do take out that Riptide there, getting a fully heroic. Getting quite level infamy. And now we do have the surgical strike. Does a decent hit there. Takes out a couple peacekeepers. Both these cans are severely wounded. We've got now fully heroic and veteran Mirage tank advancing forward. Great splash damage there. The veteran one does receive some fire, and now do have the Athena shield generator up and going. Can's now trying to hit the allied MCV. And those of these guys do get EMP'd down by a nearby aircraft carrier. Cryogeddon, as a dangerous Cryogeddon deployed on out from Blue. Will free some of his teammates' items as well. Does take out one of those forces. That aircraft carrier needs to start hitting down that Mirage tank. Riptides do take out, or Dolphins do take out that Riptide. Oh, he teleports around. It does replace it with a Riptide there. And managed to gun down a Peacekeeper before it guns down an Athena cannon. Now it's considered elite status. Does get taken out by a Peacekeeper, getting a heroic status. And now that MCV does go down, so that's quick swap there was actually very, very good. Aircraft carrier now being forced into this fjord and will go down. Red is now down to a single prospect and refinery. Red just needs to back out of the game. There's nothing more he can do. Pass his remaining infrastructure to his teammate and give him a depleted ores mine's worth of income, which is not going to be a lot. But everything he has stored up will be transferred to him as well, which will be nearly 5,000 credits. He should really do that. Prospector receiving quite a bit of fire from the Riptides. The Prospector will go down. EMP missile does connect with 3 of them. Chronosphere is now available. Dolphin does go down as well. Cryogeddon has been hit there. Proton Collider still has power. Surgical Strike does take out the refinery and a power plant there. Blue has 2 refineries, or 1 refinery collecting, and is depleted. So Blue does not have a whole lot of income. Orange does have this oil derrick here. That's the only oil derrick remains on the map. We do got an aircraft carrier pushing his way forward. Hydrofoil, all he needs to do is just jam the weapon, and that aircraft carrier is neutered. Does take out this refinery there. Casalthos command hubs. And these are probably depleted as well. Yeah, I think most of the nodes on the map are now depleted. Dolphins get some good damage there. These nodes still have plenty of ore. Aircraft carrier just needs to run away. It's fully heroic. Not sure how effective the Sentry Bomber is. Takes out his buddy's Dolphin there. So that's the sound of a Dolphin getting hit by a bomb. Both of those Sentry Bombers are now elite. He has a good number of Sentry Bombers still up in the air. And does destroy a handful of that infantry force there. I think that was a Athena cannon. Mirage cannon is still alive, and 1 Javelin troop. And now Proton Collider is now available. He hasn't fired it just yet. Aircraft carrier will go down. Oh, there's the Proton Collider. Takes out the airfield, which denies his opponent from... Oh, he didn't take out those Sentry Bombers, which would have been very, very valuable to get. One does not have any airfield on the field. That's like going to be airfield on the build queue. And you're going to take time to gun down those sentry bombs with those unused Apollos. At this point in time, maybe a good idea to not rebuild that airfield.
Pull her up! Pull her up!
Yeah, cancel the airfield. You no longer need it. Is that a good or bad thing? Mirage tank getting frozen there. Nothing in the region to finish off. We do have now this aircraft carrier moving over to finish it off. You could get him to fully heroic status. Was he trying to get a fully heroic sentry bomber there? The sentry bomber needs to fall back. Laser lock being deployed on out. Something. Surgical strike there. Aircraft carrier is trying to fall back. Time bomb, basic time bomb, and the sentry bomber will be just gunned down by this laser lock javelin. That's the first time I've ever seen that happen. And now we've got a engineer swapped with a Riptide and gets gunned down by a multi-gunner turret. Got the Chrono Chasm deployed on out. That may have been a level 3 Chrono Chasm. Laser lock javelin gets some good hits there, but does get destroyed before taking on the seaport. Cryo getting deployed out. That should not freeze the super weapons, but gain the power plants will at least perhaps disable them temporarily. Yep. Blue's just going to try to obliterate his opponent with his super weapons, and Blue's actually back out of the game now. This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. That's probably going to be my last replay for tonight. Everyone, have a good evening, have a good night, and get some good rest. Enjoy.